You are now listening to Inside the Nation Radio, brought to you by us, bringing you everything from current events to what's really happening in your bedroom. Turn up the volume.
Turn me up.
And let's discuss.
All right, we back Inside the Nation. It's Abiyah, Darash, Tierra, Rick, and Tasha. Somebody gonna say, why did you call your wife name at the end? They're gonna try and put me on blast. Hey, listen, I say the best for last. That's a bounce back.
I know that's right.
How you do it. That's a bounce back. Hey, shalom, everybody. Nasiah, shalom, Mark, Hoshel. Hey, definitely appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. And anybody else, if y'all want to become a member of the channel, man, y'all make sure y'all do so. The support is definitely appreciated. But we got a good show for y'all today. Man, the question has to be asked. Y'all saw the thumbnail. I ain't even got to ask a question. Y'all know what I'm talking about. These women things. Because this one right here and this one right here, they said, man, they was going to be the head of the house, man. I don't know. I'm like, man, I don't know how that rock. Hey, let me give a special shout out to my brother Twid. He actually sent us a bunch of Twid gear. You know, I got to send it out. It's going all out to the co-host. But once we get all our gear, we're going to be rocking it, man. Listen, that's the designer. We get him on the show. Make sure y'all support Twid Clothing. Hey, Twid, if you can, bro, put your information inside the chat. I'm talking about a black designer who actually got some fire gear. And I'm not just trying to rep him because I know him, anything like that. No, he is actually got some fire gear. You're going to see it, man. So y'all make sure y'all support. But with that being said, hey, Thwada Solomon for the super chat. Definitely appreciate that. Darash, you know I got to start with you, brother. I got to start with you.
Of course.
And I want
Of course it got to be me. Of course.
Hey, you gotta get somebody that's gonna let the woman run the household. Let him go first.
Damn.
Hey, all I gotta say is this. I could call my wife right now. She know who run it.
She could be like,
I
me.
ain't worried about that.
Hey, sis.
She could be like me. I was playing.
That's cat. That's cat.
I'm joking.
Hey, that's cat.
Hey, that was one of her laughs. Like, yeah, bro.
He said, "Ha-ha."
Wait till we ain't live. Wait till we ain't live no more. Nah,
don't worry about it. We be off of this in about 45 minutes. I got something for you.
Oh man.
I'm gonna record it.
Hey, shalom, sis, Yalia, and then I'm gonna say this name wrong. I think Seven. I think I said that right. I think I said
Savon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seven, Savon. Tomato.
Okay.
I mean, it works. But hey, listen. I have to ask the question. Now, I want the chat to chime in as well because we definitely want to look at y'all responses and get y'all involved in this conversation. And the reason we're having this conversation because it is a ever-growing thing, and you still said it wrong, Darash. Thank you, Savon. I probably said it right. You said it wrong.
No, he said you said it wrong. His name is Savon. I'm telling you.
Wait.
Now.
Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. I'll just go back and edit that part and cut that part out. So I'll seem right.
Live?
I'll seem right.
We're live?
Huh?
Oh, he broke it up. Save on.
Save on. We
Save
were all
on.
wrong.
No, he said no. Darash said it wrong. Then he just sat right here and corrected me as if I know I said it right. He just said no. Darash said it wrong.
Talk about I'm telling you.
And it's written like an instruction. Save Vaughn. Like
Right.
say
Save
this.
on.
Oh,
We all call him Savon.
Hey, when we go back,
So that makes it
Calling them all
okay.
wrong.
Yeah. So it makes it-
Everybody's saying his name
okay.
wrong.
It's okay.
So when we go back and look at when y'all go back and look at the replay of this live stream, I want y'all to look at Darash's face when he said it wrong. It was like, what? I can't be wrong. What you mean?
the nerve of you. What?
I'm never wrong.
Oh man. All right. Well, at least I got it. Save on. I got it now. What? All right. So Darash, head of household. First, I want to ask all y'all, yay or nay? And then we're going to Darash. You give me why your answer is what it is. Tasha, head of household, yay or nay for the woman?
Nay.
I'm glad you said that because we was going to have some words. Rick, yay or
That's
nay?
a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
Hell nay.
Dang.
Hell, nay.
Oh man, it's hilarious.
Tierra,
Nay.
Darash, and why?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So wait. Before you give your answer,
Go ahead.
what if a man not only doesn't provide, can't provide, and not even trying to provide, but the woman is actually out and about, hustling, making it happen, taking care of the kids, bathing them, ironing their clothes, taking them to school, and Buddy just won a PlayStation 5. She's still not ahead?
Then she's inherited a child. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And she has set herself up for failure. And with a household like that, her kids are going to suffer, she's going to suffer, and he's going to suffer. So at the end of the day, there's this thing called divine order. There's this thing called the law, the natural law. And in natural law, when you look at how men and women are made up cognitively, a man is meant to lead, to protect, and to provide. If as a man you are not doing that, and a woman has chosen to be with you still, then she's setting up herself. If you guys have children, your children, and you as a man, all of you guys are being set up.
How is she setting up? Why would she be setting up the children?
She's setting up the children for failure because there's only so much that a woman can do, right? And but you don't
think a woman to find that offensive? Don't women find that offensive? Wait, really quick before you finish.
Yeah.
Before you finish, let me ask Tasha: do women find that offensive? There's only so much you can do.
Yeah. I mean, the way it's coming off is but it's understood that men and women have separate roles, but the delivery, it's kind of offensive.
What about you, Tierra?
I don't think so. Because I mean, it's true. It's the truth. And sometimes it might hurt. I mean, I'm just saying. It might hurt your ego, but that don't make it any less true.
I'd like to pose an example, right? Women. You matter of fact, two lovely women right here, right? So Tierra's situation, we had a conversation. It might be a little different. But I'll ask Tasha and Tierra still. Do your children have more reverence and fear for you or their father?
Father.
Definitely father.
Okay, so this is my point. The children are going to suffer because if naturally, and this is not just you can ask any woman, right? If we're being objective, they're going to be honest. If the father is in their life, the child is going to have more respect for the father if they're an active individual in their life, right? So as a parent, you see that there is a role that you play as a woman. You are the nurturer. You're the one that I guess that encompasses a number of things. So I'll just leave it at that. You're the nurturer, right? The man is supposed to provide the organization, the order, the structure, and the discipline. Mm-hmm. Most women are not going to do that, right? And we see it even now. All the single parent, matter of fact, if you go look up the statistics right now, single mother households versus single father households, and you'll see that the criminal rate, whether it's rape, murder, the mental health rates, whether it's suicide, depression, they far outweigh in the single mother household than the single father household. Mm-hmm. So that in itself will show you, in addition to, again, going back to the way that the brain is set up, men are cognitively more able to deal with, for example, pressure in the leader position than a woman. So it's literally divine for them to be able to lead a house.
So when we're talking about, let's say, organization, right?
Right.
Tasha take care of all the bills. Mm-hmm. Right. She's the human calculator, as I call it, right? So that's the organization part. I'm not as organized with that. When you say organization, be more specific.
Right. So that is a faction of organization, but who was the individual that gave her that, who delegated that to her?
Good point. Rick, what's your thoughts on it?
Oh no, I was gonna say the same thing. Like I said, organization. Sometimes women can put things in. They know how to be like, all right, I'm gonna say this, and this. Like set up an itinerary. They'll set up an itinerary what they think sounds good, but they'll run it by the husband, kind of like, the Congress will run by the president. Hey, are you going to veto this or are you going to accept this? You know what I'm saying? So I look at it in that manner, in that aspect. Their organization, they can have what they would like to do, but the man has to sign off on it. So I'm 100% with that. And even going back to what he said earlier, when he's talking about when you have that woman that does have to step in a place of protection, provision, and it destroys everyone because you're enabling the man. He's not building himself up. He's not strengthening his legs. He's not strengthening his arms. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. He's going to be that child. The woman is going to become full of reproach. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. She's gonna feel that contempt for him. She's gonna be like, ugh, look at this girl I'm with. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna see him as a woman. She's like, man, this dude, man, what is princess? Are you ready to wake up now? You know, it's how she gonna look at him when because he's been up all night he's on the headset with his friends playing PlayStation 5 or Xbox all night, and then he's sleeping at 10, 11 o'clock, and she's heading out to work at 7 in the morning. She's going to be looking at him pissed off. And it's going to give her that attitude. She's going to want to say stuff to him. And then the kids are going to be like, they're going to watch mama making everything happen. They're going to be like, oh, mama is the one. Mama is what you would say, in a sense, God. She is in authority. She's in power. She makes everything happen. So let me go ask her if I can spend the night somewhere. Let me not ask daddy. So yeah, I'll absolutely stand on you. Gotta have that direction with the man.
It's Tiara, I'm finna come to you right now because you're commenting. So have you ever had that experience? Really quickly, shout out to Twit, Dwada. We thank you for that super chat. Definitely appreciate it. So have you ever had that experience where you had to take care of the house?
Mm-hmm. And
now you're talking about financially now as well. Okay.
Absolutely. And it's a very frustrating and enraging experience. And it can absolutely, you can find yourself losing respect for the man who is not taking his rightful position as the man, because it's like, you are watching me drown while you kind of just gallivant and kind of do your own thing. So yeah, it is frustrating. And then it shapes how the children view how a household should be, because they're not seeing your house operating in a certain order. So then what do you think they're going to do when they grow up and they get out here? Because they think that's the way it was supposed to be, because that's how it was with my mom and dad. It's problematic. So I agree with Darash. You are destroying the children.
So what about polygamy, right? Or polygyny, should I say, right? Wouldn't you just invite more help? Like, what? I mean, is that a no-no? Can you invite more help in? Like,
I feel like it's most beneficial when you have different women who have different skill sets. You have one who is good at, I don't know.
Wait, real quick. Hold on. You shook your head. Yes, Tasha. Do you agree? I just want to know.
Hey, she said, you can't throw me on the spot like that. How you gonna do that?
Like, you switched the whole segment and then just put me here when you see the head nod.
Okay, let's go back. All right, I'll let
you put the bat signal on her. That's what you did.
I'll put her finish her statement. I thought you wanted to chime in. I thought you go ahead to your finish up.
I do feel like it can get to be too much, and you have to know. You have to know that, for example, like I said, it depends on the women's skill set. If I know that I'm good at everything at home, I know that's where I'm passionate about, that's where I thrive. If I'm at home, then I would want to bring that into a household where that is needed or where I can make it better. And then same thing for another woman. I think it just depends on everyone's skill sets for me, but I do see how that could work, especially considering how much work it actually is to run a household as a woman.
So you're saying if you're good at everything at home, then you bring that to the table. I think, and I'm gonna step out and you tell me if I'm wrong. I think Tasha somewhat agrees with that, because the question was, well, if I am good at everything, then why do you need to go out and get a second, mate? What do you say, Tasha?
Yeah, I do. I'm in full agreement with that. I do feel like essentially the whole structure is, for the poly, is supposed to be built like a business. Everybody has their specific specialties that they're meant to do. the male is supposed to be like the CEO, the head, and then you have your HR department, you have your accounting department, you have your cleaning department. It's like all of those things encompass this whole corporation, and that's really how that's the design or the structure that they're mimicking. So in that aspect, yeah, I can see that working. I remember seeing a special where a man was promoting that. And he was talking about, okay, and this is what we do. We all run multiple businesses. It's not like anybody sits at home, but it's a dynamic that they felt comfortable with and that worked for them. And then their specialties were in different businesses, granted, but that helped them all be successful as a unit versus it just being man and wife.
So are you saying in that sense that then you're okay with it in that sense?
I understand it, but no, I'm not okay with it.
Just asking the question.
You definitely have to know your strengths and your weaknesses, because I'm not a worker bee. So I'm never entering in a home where you think I'm about to work until retirement, because I'm never going to do that. I would be miserable. You would be miserable because I would be miserable. I'm not doing that.
Wow.
You need a housewife or something? I got you.
Y'all heard that real quick.
Hey,
Judah,
I got a little
Judah the
pushback.
Lion. Hold on one second. Judah the Lion say, I was fired, in parentheses, liberated, from my job for telling a woman she needed a husband. What got me at the most was that we worked together 4 years, and I know it was done from a place of hatred. So he was fired for simply saying you need a husband. Now that goes to the point. I'm gonna give it to you, Rick, in a second. That goes to the point of that what do you call it? We know it's feminism, but it's like it's that independent woman mindset. How dare you tell me I need a husband? Know what? Go find you another job. That's some bogus. That's some shit. That's crazy. What you think, Rick?
Is it?
Yeah, no, I was going to oh, go ahead, Tasha. Go ahead.
No, I had a question just for everyone, and Rick, you can jump on this as well, but do you think it's a reflection of society, because so many people have seen their mothers grow up as single parents, and they step into the world that now they feel like, okay, woman empowerment is what we're going to celebrate, since systematically, they've kind of kicked them out of the home with the welfare system, and now that's the image that everybody has had or seen.
It's programming.
Yes, I 100%
Absolutely.
agree with that. And matter of fact, if you think about it, you don't see strong, independent white women, strong, independent Arabians. You don't see, Princess Jasmine wasn't walking around with a muscle shirt on and a V-neck showing off. You didn't see that stuff. What you do see though is strong Black women. Even when they came out with The Princess and the Frog, what'd you see? Independent women, strong, and they tried to even make, old girl Tiana was working her 2 jobs and just going hard. And she was a hard worker. The prince came in, was late. They're always pushing that strong Black woman thing. And then they glorify that instead of glorifying a woman to be soft and weak and tender. They don't really want to give us that.
Let me ask you this. And just to what you're saying and to what Tasha just said. So if that's what we see throughout in society, because I saw this, brother shared this on Facebook a little while ago, just maybe a few days ago, maybe. You see other cultures throw parties and celebrations for their women, their children, their daughters who are going into marriage as a virgin. They celebrate the virginity, right? But you look into certain cultures, ours, right? And we celebrate the twerking, and it's a big party and things of that nature. So to the point, or to the question is, so if the women grew up seeing this, because as we know, different cultures celebrate different things, and different cultures, like you say, you don't see independent white Becky, nothing like that. You see independent Black women, right? So if that's the case, but this is only what they saw growing up, who's to blame, and how do you change it?
Good question.
I mean, society, first of all, it's set up by the media. So media is going to do it. Do I blame the media? No, because at the end of the day, the parents have to allow their children to digest that.
Mic check. Oh, we had an audio cut for a second.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and also I was saying the media is to blame, but then again, mostly the parents are to blame for allowing their children to digest that media that comes in. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. I can agree. I agree with that to a certain extent, because the media, the subconscious, subliminal, shall I say, messages everywhere. Darash, what you think about how do we change this situation? Because our children are growing up seeing it. So who's to blame? How do you make it right? How do you change it? How do you get this independent? Because if not, then we're going to continue to see the woman. I can't even say the woman. I have to say the black woman at the head of the house.
Mhm.
It's definitely the fault of the parents who are letting the children, like Rick said, digest this media. But at the same time, and I say this all the time, the attention that is given to this, even like the twerking culture that we have, right? The women being over sexualized culture, women going to the gym with nothing on, thirst trapping, all of that. That's the men's fault, because at the end of the day, if the man says we no longer respect you when you do that, we will look at you in disgust if you do that. Women do things for attention, right? And I won't say every woman, but most things that women do when it comes to looks, when it comes to what they wear, it's for attention. And it's not for attention from other women. It's for attention from the opposite sex.
Yep.
Now, if the opposite sex says we are holding ourselves to a higher standard and we are not going to allow this anymore, and every time you do that, we're not going to like it, we're going to talk shit up and down your post and tell you to take it down until you take it down, then women will stop doing that. But because you got all of these immature men who have been conditioned by the media, listening to certain rap music, rappers, rap artists, rap groups, and around their homies in the culture who were also influenced by that, we have a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon because it was a paradigm shift. We now have a group of grown boys. These are not men. These are grown boys who don't understand and don't love their women enough to express to them, this is disrespectful to you. This is disrespectful to your children. This is disrespectful to the culture. This is disrespectful to us. Because at the end of the day, all they care about is getting their rocks off, their own personal sexual desires. So it's the men's fault. If the men decide to man up and become more honorable, more dignified men, we wouldn't have this anymore.
So you're saying if they do that and the women just decided not to listen, that eventually they would have to listen?
They absolutely would have to listen because, again, they're doing things for attention. And the crazy thing is, right, if you pay attention to social media, there's been a number of women, even white women, this is the crazy part, even white women have said this. Feminism is a scam. Feminism is a sham. There's a lot of African-American women that once they hit 30 and 40 years old, man, I made the mistake of thinking that I should be outside. And now looking at all of my friends, they're happy, they have families, they're settled down, and I'm alone. And no one's taking me serious. And I want children now. But it's too late. You're 40 years old, you're mid-30s. And that's when they start to see it. And it's crazy because Andrew Tate had said this a while ago. And they were like, oh, you're stupid, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. But all of the older women are saying he's not crazy. You have lost your mind. You are young and immature. And as you get older, you're going to regret it.
Right.
Man,
right.
free Andrew Tate. No, I was playing.
A lot of women who are the head of household also need to start being honest, because I see a lot of women, they're lying to each other and trying to make it like, being the head of the household, it's easy, it's fun, it's freedom. No, most women who are head of household are miserable because it wasn't designed that way. And you never quite realize just how much you need a man until you look around and you're overwhelmed and you don't have one. You don't have anybody to lean on. You don't have anyone to look to. That's why I'm very honest, of course, in the Twitter streets where women like, look, this life ain't fun. This isn't something you should want for yourself. Things were designed a certain way.
I'm looking at your Twitter right now. They're dragging you right now.
No, they're not.
Always.
I've been relaxing a little bit.
You just made that. As soon as you make that statement, your Twitter blew up. I watched it.
Oh my God.
Hey, let's go ahead and clip that. Let's go ahead and clip it real quick. I'll put it up on Twitter.
But yeah, I think that would help too.
What you got, Tasha?
Well, I have a question. I'm sorry. Because you said it was immaturity of men, but do you really feel like it's immaturity versus predatory? Like it's almost seeming like they continue with the celebration of women exposing themselves and being promiscuous because, like you said, it's beneficial to them. It makes it easy for me. I don't have to work to get you. I don't have to commit to you. I can have basically have the cow and what is it? Have the what's the saying?
Better to get the milk for free than buy the cow.
The milk for free.
But I think
there you go.
I think that's what he started off saying.
The milk of the cow.
It's actually the men. Because like it's common knowledge at this point, because if a man can get all the goods without having to commit to the goods, And then when you look at the system that's built up against him, if I ever had a problem with this woman, this was going to happen to me. I'm never going to be motivated to marry you. You head a household. Oh, that sounds good to me. You know, that's always the outcome. So I think that's what he was saying. Is that what you were saying initially, Darash? That's why the men do what they do, because it's free and good to them.
Well, to a degree, it's because it's, you know, it's to their benefit, and I also feel like they do it not so much because I don't even think they realize it's to their benefit. It's just something that they've been conditioned to do. It's like, this is just what I know because that's what I watch. I'll give you an example. I from 7 years old, from what I can remember, 7 years old up until 19, 20 years old, I was literally taught by the older kids, by music, by the TV shows. Get you a woman. You're not a real man if you ain't sleeping around. You're not a real man if you ain't slept with such and such. I had older kids, 15, 16 years old, as an 8, 9-year-old. Hey, listen, this girl who's 12, 13, hey, lie to her about your age, try to get blah, blah, blah. I'm a kid, but this is stuff that I'm being conditioned and programmed to do. So it wasn't until I turned 20, 21, 22.
Oh, you say you did this. I thought you said you heard.
Yes.
Oh, so you were doing this?
No, this was me. Yeah. This was stuff that I was.
Yeah, I would beat
taught.
you up even as a kid. I've been grown now to beat you up for my doing. I didn't beat him up.
But that's the right. But that's the crazy part, right? Because there were older kids teaching me this. But it wasn't until I got 20, 21, 22 years old and started to see, like, I started to look at the world from what's referred to as a successful man, not rappers, not artists. I'm talking about like real estate moguls, motivational speakers, things like that. They're the ones that are feeding to you, learn to be your best self, right? And then they talk about these things. That's what real men should be doing.
But here's the problem.
Most of the men aren't real men.
Here's the problem with that, though. Now, we can use this for an example. Whenever you talk about certain situations that's going to benefit, then that's not the thing that we want to hear. You know, I get the moguls and things of that nature. That's what's going to teach us. Most of us don't listen to that stuff. That's boring. That's not entertainment. That's some other stuff. I do that when I'm 60. Well, but while I'm 25, it's finna be a whole nother ball game. But that's the problem of our people. Let me read a couple comments, few comments from the comment section. RFM144 says, whoever amongst our people that popularizes lawlessness is for profit is to blame. And that's true. We profit off of this lifestyle, and we continue to push it to make it seem like it's a big thing. Yalea says, I agree with Brother Darash. Nasaya says, I had a former coworker that thought that it's a greater thing to have a Mercedes than to have land or a child. I know people like that. That's crazy.
And you know the sad thing with that being said, if that's a brother, because I'm just gonna say, if it's a brother, he's gonna say, I want that Mercedes so he can get those women that he can sleep with. A lot of the times brothers are just pushing they don't really want to push to be the best self. They want to be to push to best image, so everybody can see them as this great man or somebody special, just so they can have access to all the booty. That's really what it is, to be honest.
What they gonna have access to all the what? All the what?
All the buns.
That's what he said. All the booty.
He said all the buns. He said the brioche buns, the burger
brioche.
buns,
all that. The wheat, all that stuff.
the rye buns. He said all the buns.
So,
you know,
go ahead, Tasha.
Oh, sorry. And popular society today, I think an example of a woman who, I have to say it, who is confused about her role and structure.
You scared to say it? Tell them, sister, they're confused. Listen, y'all
yeah,
confused.
I mean, essentially, she's confused because she basically feels like she is the head of the household. She should be the head of the household, and her whole household is completely in shambles as a result. Essentially, Gabriel Union. You have to look at the situation with her first husband. She was like, well, I made more money than he did. So essentially, I'm the man in the household, and I feel like I can be promiscuous and sleep with anybody I want. Since
that was her that said that.
Her exact statement was that if whoever makes the most money gets to do what the F they want to do.
Basically.
She gets to get her ass whooped. That's what she gets.
I don't listen. Wait, stop. We do not condone violence of brothers putting in so women on this show.
Yeah.
Listen,
not
YouTube,
that at all.
They gonna report our page.
We will suspend him for a couple shows. Hey, the whole platform censored now. Hey, but
It's
Rick,
always Rick.
Rick,
It's
Rick,
always Rick.
Rick. Go ahead, Tasha.
Oh
But
Lord.
then and going into her next relationship with Dwayne Wade, you see that dynamic play out again. Because now I have a man who makes more money than me, but I still
Pimp him.
go out and portray that role of being head of the household. And now they have the confused child. And it just is not operating right in the household. It just doesn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you heard what 50 said. 50 said that's hoe-ish.
He did say that about her. He sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 50 Cent is intentionally controversial. But if I may, I want to say this, right? Ever since the rise of the single mother household and even the woman dominated household, what we have seen recently, because people talk about it now, man, this generation is soft. What's it called? You get participation trophies and all this other stuff, right? You got mental health issues. Everyone's being diagnosed with this. Everyone's being diagnosed with that. That came with the rise of the woman-dominated household. And people be like, no, that's not true. Yes, it is.
Yes,
because
it is.
within the past 30, 40 years, that's when the women started to dominate the household. And within the past 30, 40 years, that's when we started getting this rise of diagnoses of these different things amongst our children. Why? Because, again, women are nurturers. Women are more emotional, right? And so when they deal with the children, that's how they deal with them, according to their emotions. Men are what's called a disciplinary figure. So there are times where a man will sit there and say, yeah, I know this hurts, but get over it. And it's not in a sense of get over it because you're a man or whatever. It's get over it because there's nothing you can do about it. So if we can't find a solution, or if we don't have a solution for it, we have to just throw it away. We're going to have to deal with it. Or men are what's called solution based. So if we have an issue, we're not venting about it. We're trying to find a solution for it. And with the rise of woman dominated households, these things started to decrease or decline. So it doesn't make a woman less less important. It's you have different roles. That's just what it is. It's not that deep.
Put a one in the comment section if y'all think Darash passionate about this topic.
And here's
Judah the Lion. Hold on one second. Let me read this. Let me read this comment. Judah the Lion says, I don't like to, and I want y'all to respond to this, and I'm gonna get back to you, Tierra, to respond to this comment as well. I don't like to play the blame game, yet powers that be knew exactly how to play. Oh, it's scrolling on me. Powers that be knew exactly how to play this. Since the late 50s, the plan has been to empower the woman, and now she's at a point where, at a power point. So we do see that. Because I remember Umar Johnson talking about this. Like, when was the black family destroyed? Black family was destroyed in slavery. No, it wasn't destroyed in slavery. Because if you look after slavery, we had beautiful black families. We had Black Wall Street. We had self-respecting women and men and families, and they wouldn't dress any type of way, and they understood the value of marriage. But somewhere along the line, that all got cut off. And then, as a matter of fact, and Judah is not playing the blame game, it's the fact game. Because you can look at certain things like Barbie doll boxes, and you'll see the white doll will have a husband and a wife with the baby doll, right? And then you look at the black doll, it's just the woman alone holding the doll by herself. And you see different things like this. That's called subliminal messages. And your brain, your subconscious, which controls your conscience, will continue to start, it would absorb those things, and you start acting these things out, amongst all the other stuff they're throwing in there. But I thought that was a very good point. Go ahead, Tierra, and give it back to you. What you think about that?
Well, first I wanted to say this.
Did she say oof?
I get confused. No, I said, well, first, you have a lot of women now who are saying like the man doesn't have any value. You don't need a man to raise a child. You don't need a man to run a household. And it's confusing to me because if the majority of our households in our community are ran by single mothers, wouldn't it be thriving? Like, shouldn't we be in a much better position than when we are right now? But when we look around our community, we see it's in shambles, and I'm confused. It doesn't make sense.
Checkmate by the Queen Pick Me. Go ahead.
No problem.
Wow.
Hey, can I want to make a comment to something?
Checkmate.
I just now one of the comments in the thing. Because Christina said that the women, the men gave the power to the women. Shout out to Christina in the chat, by the way. Hey, she's 100% on point. I know Judah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because Judah the Lion was like, he said that statement alone is the way of thinking, because it's like the men are to blame. We are at fault because we did allow feminism to rise. We allow feminism to overpower us, overtake us. Now, yes, they could have said there's these rules that they're gonna put in place, but the men could have stayed at home, be like, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna keep doing it this way and expect the women to follow us. And that's all we gotta do.
I have to disagree with that statement.
I emphatically disagree with that as well.
I was going see Christina. I didn't have to single you out. I got to talk to you and Rick now. I'm just playing. I got to disagree with the statement. I understand the statement though. Now, at this point, we are still allowing it because we can, like what Darash said earlier, stand up and put a stop to it. But initially, when all of this planning and strategic movements, this meticulous plan that they put together, it was very effective. And when they separated us from our homes and when they start doing these things, back then, we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know this was a part of a master plan that they had put together. Right. And so it played itself out into the situation that we see right now. Goes back to what Judah was saying earlier. This was planned from a higher level. Now, now that we've woken up, I would say now that the man should stand on his square and say, listen, we finna put an end to this. But to the initiation of it, I can't blame the man for the initiation of it, because even as far back, let's say you go back to slavery, you got butt breaking and you got raping a woman. I'm gonna rape your woman and you're gonna have to sit here and can't do nothing about it, right? Mm-hmm. She's gonna lose respect for you because you just stood there. And now you buck broken. You can never rise up and say, hey, let's rebel. Oh, you just got your manhood taken. So these type of things, this was something that we're playing out way back. We came together as a family, but then there was another strategic plan that went into play. And we seen that, like Judah said, around the 1950s. So the initiation of it, I would have to say it is not the black man's fault.
And that's
in that time, no, it's all good. The thing is, it wasn't given away, and I'm sure Abiyah would agree with this. It wasn't given away during the initiating process or the inception of all of this. It wasn't like they said, "Oh, okay, we're just going to let the media do this. We're going to allow." No, it was, "Oh, this is what we're going to do. We see that the man is there. They're going to provide. They're going to protect all of that good stuff. So how do we get them out of the house? Okay, cool. Let's start creating bills to get them more incarcerated. Let's make their stress level so high, try to get them to figure out how to cope with it. Let's then throw drugs in the community. Let's then brainwash their children as well as them with all of these different shows and whatnot to be more violent. Let's drop guns in the neighborhood. Let's put enhancement charges whenever they go to jail. Let's then, when life is so difficult, man, the woman is struggling. Hey, let's come with government assistance. But the only way that you have this government assistance, this man cannot be inside of your household. Okay, well, we're going to go with that because now at least me and my kids are in a better position. That it was right. Chess.
This goes back to the initiation of it. That goes back. It definitely was chess. I want to get Tiara and Tasha in here as well. Then we're going to go to Rick and come back to Darash. Tasha, you go, then Tiara, because I definitely want to hear y'all opinions and thoughts about this as well.
I think it definitely was systematic, but I thought we looked at it as a way, like you said, to stay afloat, because a lot of times
that's true.
Men were not being employed. You have to look at that. And if they were being employed, they weren't making that much. So it was a look to, okay, we can find and get the subsidy. I remember hearing stories about, the men trying to hide in the closet because they would come in and do home inspections to make sure the man was not in the house, because they were still trying to take advantage of the benefits. The man didn't necessarily not want to be in the house, but they needed the additional assistance to supplement and keep the household afloat. So, they would either have to run and hide out the back door or something like that, or try and hide it in the closet. But if they were found, the assistance was taken away. So I think the man was trying to play into that because, as you said, it's my role to be the provider. I don't want to see my family struggling. I want them to have that extra assistance. So I think it was kind of snuck in there as a benefit, like, they do what other things,
To that point, though, I won't say who, but I have a family member who actually had that situation. And this particular family member, I remember them telling me the whole breakdown. It was crazy that she had to put him on child support in order to get extra benefits. And so he had to okay her, like, go ahead and do it because we need the help. Like, I mean, I guess the money be coming back in the house anyway, just do it. We got to play to the system because we've been put in such a situation or a position that's the hardship we face. Now, with that being said, I'm going to pass it to you, Tiara. I remember when we were younger, like, I'm sure none of us grew up the richest, But my parents, they used to go to work and work all day. I remember my dad used to come home like a white man. You know what I mean? He'd go out and work in construction, you know, the cinder blocks, building housing. He had that the dust that come off of those things and then be white, and from his hair to his boots, white. Go to work sundown, come back home sundown. And I went out there, and that's a hard work. I used to hate going out there. It was punishment to me. And my mama, she used to, you know, go to work and work all day. So my parents, they work a lot, right? So with that being said, even with all that working, we struggle. With all that working, we still struggle. And so if they're struggling, naturally we'll struggle. So, you know, I used to like, you know, try to do things and put myself in certain positions to, you know, help as much as I can, come out the struggle and do something. And I remember I was broke. I was broke. I had nothing. I was to my last $20. And I got down to my last $20 and I was going to go to school. Y'all remember that school, Kaiser University? Anybody heard that? So I was going to go to Kaiser University, and they had this test you had to take. It costed $20. And so I went and I took this test, and they had, it was something on that, some science portion of the test. I just didn't get it, right? It went right over my head. So I didn't pass that test the first time. And I had to pay another $20. But mind you, I had no job. I was already in a position where I actually had very low, I never told anybody this, but I had really low self-esteem when I was younger. And so low self-esteem, no job, trying to do something. I have no more money. You know, I remember driving back home, I was depressed as I could be on this bus stop, start crying. In the car by myself. Like, what am I going to do? Like, you know, and I'm getting older now, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm still got all this pressure on my parents. I'm getting older. What am I going to do? And so I was crying all the way till I got to the house. I pulled in the yard and I made sure I wiped my face up real good before I went in the house. These are the positions that we're in. It's not like we're not trying, because mind you now, I went to school. I graduated. You know, I didn't have the lengthy prison term records. Not saying I'm knocking anybody who do, because we all make mistakes, but I'm saying I lived the whole American lie that you told me to live, and it still didn't work out. So now what? Now what? That's the positions that we have to play from sometimes, the hands that we're dealt. Go ahead, Tia.
I think the frustrating part for me of the conversation is the lack of empathy and understanding on both sides. The woman wants to blame the man and put all the accountability on him, and the man wants to blame the woman and put all the accountability on her. But nobody is realizing that this was done to both of us. They attacked both sides differently, and we are both still suffering from the consequences of what they've done to us as a community. And I think that blame game is also showing itself in our relationships and how men and women, Black men and Black women, interact with each other, because we continue to see each other as opposition rather than, okay, this is what happened to both of us. Let me help you and you help me, so we can kind of get ourselves back on a level playing field. There's no accountability, in my opinion, doesn't need to be had on one more than the other. Like, accountability needs to be taken on both sides, because both sides are off. Both sides are currently out of order. And until we start looking at each other as counterparts to where we can help each other, and let me explain to me your pain, like what happened to you, I could tell you what happened to me, we can help heal each other, we're gonna keep having this conversation over and over again.
Exactly. We gotta end that war, and that's really what it is. It's not a man versus woman thing. We keep on looking at it like it's a gender war, and it's not a gender war. It is actually a nation war, and it's a nation of people that are going through the same type of systematic oppression, it's a war tactic. What do they call it? Divide and conquer. Yeah. And you divide the man from the woman, you know, Willie Lynch letter. We all understand that. And you divide the two, and then you get the two, like you said, fighting each other. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Instead of being like, hold on, wait, we're together. We're a team. Matter of fact, here, you're the leader of the team. Here, LeBron, I'm going to give you the ball, and you show us what to do. You know what I'm saying? The woman need to pass us the ball and then get us to where we need to go. And yeah, I know, Abiyah. I made another sports reference. I see your face.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say it like...
I got it.
I wasn't saying anything. Let me hit some of these comments. Go ahead, Tasha. Let me hit some of these comments.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go.
I don't think that we have a healthy example of relationships a lot of times. That's true. Because we're coming from, you know, single mother households in a lot of situations, and she's playing that strength role, or she may be being played by several men or doing what she has to do. But either way it goes, we don't see a healthy example of that dynamic. We do get to the point where we do have a healthy relationship, that we do a lot of self-learning, and, you know, to get to that point where we can have a healthy and a functional relationship. Like, you know, my praise the Most High, I feel like, you know, I got a partner that balances me out completely. But everybody doesn't have that, and they don't know how to
y'all
seek
heard
it. Or
that. I balanced her
My
completely.
Yeah, you can't
Or-
demonstrate something you've never seen. Most
Very
people
true.
don't even know what love looks like to even
Yeah.
try to. They don't even know how to love themselves. How are they going to get in a relationship with a man or a woman and love them?
I
It's
feel
just
like that's
not-
an excuse, to be honest.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you why I feel like it's an
Wait,
excuse.
before we go.
Oh, my bad. You want to get in the comments? My
Let me
bad.
hit
My
these
bad.
comments because Darash finna get you. I told you. Hey, y'all put a 1 in the comment section if y'all think Darash is very passionate about this conversation.
hey, somebody said the feed's breaking up. We got 2 people said the audio going in and out. I don't know if it still is.
Oh,
Is it? Okay, I'm not sure why. Maybe because you got a censor.
Yep, it's always Rick.
Rick
Or
got
was
a
it Darash?
sorry, y'all. Rick got a censored earlier. Forgive me. Why do they call it single mother household instead of absent father household? It's shifting the accountability, and therefore people don't understand what is needed to get back to the productive family.
Because
What are
that's
your
what it
thoughts
is.
about that?
I'm a single mother, and this is my household.
But
Two
what
things
it,
can be
but
true at once.
yeah, but why? But the question is, why don't people call it an absent father household? Because the father is absent.
That's a good question. I ain't never thought about that, honestly.
But is
That
he
is a good
really
question.
Because in our communities, to be completely honest, because in our communities, it's so common that what they want to home in, because it's more of a, what is it called, an accomplishment for the woman, because as a single mother, this is still your household that you are running, not because the father has left and essentially broke up the nuclear and divine family structure that we should be having. So
Okay.
it's more of an accomplishment. It looks good for you, so that's why they did it. So that way when it happens, it's like, man, like Tupac made songs about it, a lot of artists made songs about it. Shout out to the single mothers making it happen. That no, what the heck? No,
And I hate
no,
it.
no.
Like, I hate it so much. Like, I don't agree with the single mother pedestal because it's not cute. It's not something to be happy about. I don't want a single mother
Absolutely not.
cake.
Absolutely not.
What are we talking about?
So
Right.
She's at a cake.
we're ticking down here. So we're at 3 minutes left to go. What I do want to say is this: we know we got a problem, right?
Absolutely.
In our community, we have a problem. One of the problems is the fact that a lot of our people, men and women, and I think this information is primarily the men should take advantage of it because it gives you a pedestal to, because men have to feel like I'm a man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And if I don't feel like a man, it's hard for me to be a man. You know what I mean? Now, Rick, since you make all the sports references, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. When you go to the basketball court, if you feel like you clean, I got the J's on, don't you play a lot better? It's a mind
Yes.
thing. If you feel like when I was playing football, when we got on the field and you put the little spats around your cleats and you clean and you got don't get a visor now. Because back in the day, they ain't like let us wear visors like
the
that.
visor was
I finally got me a visor. Man, look at here. Now, when you feel a certain way, you play a certain way. So a man has to feel like he's a man in order to perform as the level of being a man. And what I mean is, we have this situation now where our women are the breadwinners of the home. That hurts the egos of a lot of men. Tasha become a breadwinner. Ain't gonna hurt my ego. I told you I want to be a stay-at-home husband. At least give me at least 1 year, right? But my point is, when do we start financially? Because this is where numbers drop. This is where people disappear. These are the shows people don't like to pay attention to. When do we start educating ourselves, financially educating ourselves? Because we all know we didn't grow up with financial literacy courses and anything like that. Like, and me and my wife, we do our best to tell everybody now. Because once we are finding out like how easy this is, like, wow, you know what? We give it. I'm telling you, cable man don't want to come back to my house no more. Like, he talked my ear off. I'm trying to give you information. Everybody who come here, I'm trying to give it out. You know what I mean? When do we start putting ourselves in the position to do these things? Because we're talking about it. But when do we actually really start doing it, right?
Yeah.
Anybody confused by what I'm saying? Because you have to, in order to get the funds, you gotta. Most people think go to work. What, Tasha? What are we always taught growing up? Go to work and do what with your money?
And pay bills.
Pay bills.
That's it.
Or
bills.
save
Pay bills and
your
save.
Yeah.
money. That's the wrong thing. My point of even bringing this up is, listen, we have to start we got to plant a seed somewhere. I saw it before it scrolled up. I think it was Christina. She says you got to bring the Bible into the conversation. And that's factual, because even the Bible teaches you that, one, money answereth all things. Two, it gives you financial literacy. And three, yeah, we know why we're here, and we know what we didn't do and what our forefathers didn't do, right? But when you're starting to learn how to come out the hole, and then as for myself, when I start seeing how easy it really was to come out the hole, I became angry at myself. Like, I've been in the hole all my life, and it was this easy. I started learning different things. When I started learning different things, my entire life changed. Now, mind you, I have a submissive wife. I didn't have to have big money to be the head of the household, right? I was just the head of the household. But the point I'm making is, once you position yourself, it's easier for a man on his own, mindset. If you got a woman who ain't, you ain't the head because you ain't got money, trust me, she still ain't gonna let you be the head when you get money. That ain't the type of woman you want to be with.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying this information for the man's own mindset, his own spiritual inner him, so he can feel better. Learn how to do this. Get off the PlayStation. You know what I mean? Get off the Xbox. If you play Xbox, you're off anyway. Should be PlayStation. But get off the PlayStation. Get off the Xbox. Get off of that. Go do something. Learn something. Get with somebody who knows something. That's what I did. You get with somebody who knows something. Listen, every Thursday. Now, if y'all don't have clubhouses, we're starting this this upcoming Thursday at noon. Go to the Inside the Nation Radio Club on Clubhouse and follow so you can get notifications. Teaching you how to be financially stable. It doesn't matter what your level of income is. Trust me, if you are not there, then you're going to stay right where you at. I ain't going to beg you to come. You're not paying me a dime. So for anybody who's going to say, how much you charge? Zero, zilch, nothing. This information is free. It's free, and nobody should ever charge you for it, right? Well, actually, what they charge like $5,000 per course and all that type of stuff.
$5,000,
$10,000 a course. Your brother's giving it to you for free. Yeah. Follow, all right? And the reason I'm doing it on there, and I'm also going to be doing it on here as well, because it is it's easier for me to do it on there, right? So just follow on. If you don't have Clubhouse, and I don't mess with Clubhouse, I get it. I don't mess with Clubhouse like that no more either. Just get the Clubhouse just for this particular room so we can financially educate you, because trust you me, when you start seeing how easy this is, you're going to kick yourself a few times, right? You really are. Trust me, you really are. It's going to be some stuff like, I never thought about that. You ain't got to have money. You ain't got to use your own money. And you ain't got to pay me nothing, all right? You ain't got to pay nobody nothing. Just show up. The Clubhouse, Inside the Nation Club. Also, at the bottom down there, you see where it says to learn how to deal with the police, subscribe to the We the People University platform. That's my other platform over there, right? As you know, I'm a former police officer, and what I do is teach people their rights. I'm going to say this real quick because we're getting ready to get out of here, right? If you've ever been stopped by the police, and I'm sure everybody on this feed, everybody watching, been stopped by the police before. If you ever been stopped by the police, you have a 75% chance that you left $50,000 to $100,000 sitting on the side of the road, and you have no clue. You could have had you come up right there. Know why? You ain't know what was going on. You ain't even know your rights was violated, because you think the only way to have your rights violated is to be snatched out the car, beat up, shot, and whatever. No. If you sit on that stop for a couple minutes, a few minutes too long, you have a Fourth Amendment rights violation. But we don't know this stuff. And this is what I'm teaching on that platform. The saddest thing about it is, before I took this to that platform and start teaching it, I brought it to our community first. Our community rejected it. Bible scripture, Hosea 4:6, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Our people rejected it, right? I took it to that platform, and 370,000 people later and 110 million views later, they all absorbed it. I get, Tierra, how many emails we get?
Oh my gosh. So many people writing questions, thank yous, all type of stuff. One lady wrote me, oh my God, thank you for your information. The local sheriff department asked me to come out from the information that I learned from your course and from what you teach. They asked me to come out for 4 Saturdays and teach their deputies. Go subscribe. I'm not asking for subscriptions because I need them. Trust me, we don't need them. Like, this is the Inside the Nation is the small platform. That one is the big platform. We don't need it over there. But the point is, why are all of the people who probably don't need it as much as you do, they're absorbing it a lot faster than you? The financial education and learning your rights is going to be the two things that change your entire life. Make sure you follow and subscribe. We're about to get out of here. I'm going to pass it to the co-host real quick.
before we go, we appreciate y'all joining us. We're a little bit over on time. We still got 23 people remaining with us. We typically don't go live at this time on Sunday, but we want to test it out, see who all are joining us at this time. So we want to see. But y'all make sure y'all subscribe. If you have not subscribed, man, hit the subscribe button. If you ain't hit the like button, hit the like button. It's free. That's free. We ain't charging you for nothing. Just do that. So listen, we're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna start with Tiara, Darash, Rick, and Tasha. They say you say the best for last. So we're gonna start with Tiara and then go to Darash. Yeah, I caught that after I said
Dang.
Yeah.
But hey, listen. Before I even said it, I said that order anyway, but I got how that came off.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we're gonna start with Rick and Darash first. Then you go to Tiara.
Great.
Go ahead, Rick.
Hey, what I do want to say, look, hey, Darash, like, go ahead, you go, 'cause I'm better. Hey, but I do want to say, as far as he said, the information he is given is outstanding information. We do, like I said, we need our financial literacy and our rights as a people. We do need those things, and we need to actually pay attention to it. And the fact that everybody accepted before we do, which we've seen that in the book of Ezekiel, everybody else would have heard it, and there go proof right there. But so yeah, subscribe to the information and definitely check and may leave comments in the Inside the Nation chat. Say, hey, these are times that we think will be good to watch the show. Like we going live, we experiment with it. Y'all give your feedback because y'all part of this. Y'all help a lot. But to go on into it for me myself, y'all can go ahead and check. He said you ain't got my Facebook. Check RickJudah Israel. Check my Instagram. Check this right here, RickJudah at InsideTheNationRadio.com. Come on to that. Instagram, Twitter, what's the TikTok? They're all the same name. I'm easy to find, so it ain't too hard.
It's all the same name, but it sounded like he had to think about it for a second. RickJudah at Inside the Nation, InsideTheNationRadio.com. Like everybody, it's Tasha, is Darash, is Tiara, InsideTheNationRadio.com. Abiyah, InsideTheNationRadio.com. I'm just playing. Go ahead, Darash.
Yeah, he busted me out.
Man, first and foremost, shout out to the whole panel.
Wait. We ain't get the ones in the comment section about Darash being passionate about this thing. Nobody put a one.
I think I saw 1-1.
You saw 1-1?
And it was his wife.
And it came from my wife.
I didn't. My
wife was the only one.
We love a supportive sister.
Hey, and we never did finish the poly part too, but we're gonna have to get to that.
Oh yeah,
Maya put a whole bunch of ones.
About 30
I want to say first and foremost, shout out to the panel. Not only because the chemistry is amazing, but because everyone always is bringing it. Like the beautiful thing about what we do is everything's always objective. Yeah, we kind of have some bias. We kind of have some of our emotions into it, but we always eventually we go to the research, we go to objective information. And I feel like me personally, I appreciate that. And I believe the viewers appreciate that because it's not just us talking out the side of our necks. It's like it's a bunch of well-educated individuals giving out actual unbiased information. I think that's dope as hell. And then secondly, if you haven't yet, follow me, Keys, KEYS _2 _fitness, Keys to Fitness on all social media handles, TikTok, Instagram. My YouTube is about to be up, Keys to Fitness, where we talk everything health and fitness. And if you have any questions or content suggestions, feel free to email me at keys, _2 fitness 1212 @gmail.com.
Yeah, bro, you got to put that in the chat. I got lost listening to it.
Yeah, I left the building.
Did I fly through that? My bad. But yeah, Keys _2 fitness.
Go ahead, Sierra.
Okay. Well,
but like for real, you might want to put that in the chat.
To my ladies,
all right, I'm gonna do that.
Those of you who love taking care of home, I created a platform for us called Mamas at Home, where we have recipes. I have a lot of good food coming your way. Homeschooling, homemaking, wellness, self-care, all the things. That's mamasathome.com, and you can contact me at Tiara at InsideTheNationRadio.com also.
We need to actually take her. That's what, send me your plates and the food, the dinners and dishes. And we need to just show y'all the plates and the stuff that she be cooking so y'all can, like, it looks like, I don't know if she really cook it or not. Maybe she buy it. I don't know. But I'll show it to you. Right. I'll show it to you.
She definitely be ordering it. I definitely see her order it. I'm just saying.
Meanwhile, he's eaten my food on more than one occasion.
I didn't say it was nasty. I said you ordered it. That's all I said.
Yeah, listen, because she, if y'all want recipes, trust me, you do want to, tell them your information again. Where's your website?
Mamas at Home, MAMAS at home.com.
Put that in the chat as well, man. Y'all make sure
Okay.
y'all check that out, definitely, because it's it's gonna hurt me to say it, but I get a
It
couple,
hurts him
man.
so much.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm telling you. All right, Tasha.
So thank you all for joining us. I can be reached on Twitter at Tasha_ISTN. Or you can send me an email at Tasha at InsideTheNationRadio.com. Tax season starts on officially January 23rd. So everybody has to get their taxes done. Why not get them done with me, aka the human calculator? And then we can have more discussions about not just your tax returns, but setting up again that financial plan, so that way we can get you on the journey to creating generational wealth.
Let me jump in there really quick. Now, listen, when you're going to get you're going to get them done anyway. Don't let Walmart be the people who come take your taxes. Because every time you get your taxes done, they put their TVs on sale, roll them to the front of the store because they know you're coming to get them. Right. Go and get your, this is what we're doing. When I say we're trying to get our people financially set up, we're not just filing taxes. We're filing taxes and showing you how to put your money into mutual funds, into IUL, so therefore that money will be with you the entire year and you still can use it without losing it. And then I will say this, by your second or third year, the way we're setting people up, and mind you, you ain't paying us for this. I got to keep saying that because, a lot of people, it's a scam. If you're not paying me, you can't scam me, right? There's no way round year 2, 3, 4, you should not have $20,000 to $25,000 sitting in your bank at savings. Let me say savings, should I say? Because we teach people not to put their money in banks because you don't get money from banks. Put your money somewhere else where it's going to grow and build, right? So the point is this, and we're going to get out of here. You go file your tax returns. Hypothetically, you get $5,000. Well, most people gonna go buy a TV, gonna buy some shoes, gonna buy some clothes. Next thing you know, you down to that $200. Oh, I'm down to $200. If I'm hold on to this, I gotta say this. All that money going, now you want to start getting financially conscious when you at $200 left. Don't do that. Put your money somewhere, like, for example, you got mutual fund accounts, you got IULs. Let me tell you how this works. Hey, really quickly. Hey, we got but a couple seconds. Chat. I'm gonna ask y'all something. I'm gonna ask y'all some math really quickly. I know the host know what I'm talking about. Math. If you put $1,000 in the bank, y'all please give me your answer. Participate. If you put $1,000 in the bank and you subtract $500, how much money do you have left in the bank? Let's give it a second. I'm going to give it a second. If you put $1,000 in the bank and you subtract 500, how much money you got left in the bank? Be talking to me like I'm stupid. No, I'm not. I'm just asking for a reason. Put in the chat. If you put $1,000 in the bank and Darash, you can't answer. Stop. You stay out of the chat, man. I said the chat. You ain't a part of the chat.
I'm part of the chat. I'm one of the moderators in the chat. My bad.
Oh, stop.
Gerda King answered 500 with a question mark.
500. Anybody else?
Darash said, you see that wrench right there, man? I'm part of this thing.
Yeah, I
see
guess.
that? Salute to the moderators.
I guess. Come on, it's more than Gerda King watching now. Come on now.
We can see y'all.
I can see
you. Didn't ask them a math question. Everybody checked out.
You know I can see you,
look.
right?
Hey, Ron, Maya, Christina. Yeah, we see you in the building.
Chucktown finance $450.
Chucktown throwing some fees.
$50
the monthly maintenance fees.
Hey, that's true though. That's true though.
They be getting you with the fees.
You're
Why
right.
I gotta pay you to keep my money here?
I still got a college account, so I don't pay no fees.
Oh, well, that's good. So listen, now, the panel, do not answer the question. All right, so y'all are right. About 500. Damn, negative 500.
I know.
So you're right.
Math like me.
It's about 500 left, right? All right. So now, if you took that same $1,000, let's say you put it in, and I'm generalizing numbers. You take that same $1,000, put it in a mutual fund, and then you subtract $500. How much money do you have left? Let me ask that question again. If you take the same $1,000 that you put in the bank, but you put it in the mutual fund and you subtract $500, how much now do you have left?
Don't take my song.
Gerda King answered 1,000.
Gerda King said 1,000. So who else? What else? Who else? 1,000. Ramaya says 1,000. Amon says 1,000. All right. Who else? Anybody else? All right. So
some people was tuning into your stuff.
I'm so proud of y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
they've been listening. They've been listening.
You
Christina
see
said
that?
500 plus interest. Okay, so all right, either y'all been listening or y'all cheated. But
Hey, I think it's the latter. They definitely cheated.
they googling a mutual fund. So that's the thing. Why put your money inside of a bank where you get something called simple interest on it? I put my money inside of a mutual fund, and guess what? I still can go and get the money, and I still can use that money. I put $1,000 in there. I take 500 out. I still got $1,000 in the mutual fund. A bank don't work that way. IUL. Let me say, not only IULs, Index Universal Life Insurance Policies, not only IULs, properly structure IULs, because they all don't work this way. Properly structure IULs. The same thing. I could put $1,000 in there. I could subtract $500, and I still got $1,000. But with the IUL, guess what? It's compounding interest. And what that means is the interest is earning interest. It's interest on top of each other, right? Listen, I'm not the guy who tell you all these fancy stories and be like, how do you know? Man, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it, man. And I don't tell these stories. No, I'm telling you what we know from experience, what we do. When Tasha are filing taxes, so when you say, well, I ain't got no money to get started. You got taxes every year. Instead of taking that money and going grocery shopping, some of y'all Christmas shopping, instead of going grocery shopping, instead of doing that, take that same funds and learn where to put them so you can keep your funds and still utilize your funds throughout the year. And now next year, you're going to do the same exact thing. And you just, boom, piled it up. Not only are you piling it up each year, now you're compounding interest on top of that piling it up. Now you in year 3 and you close to $20,000 and you ain't never had to sit there and struggle like, oh man, I need to use money, but I can't touch it because I'm trying to make it grow. No, you can touch it and it's still going to grow. This is what we teaching. No, we ain't just doing taxes. I don't know too many tax preparers out here doing it like this.
All right,
Make
can
sure
I
you
add
attach.
one more thing?
Go ahead.
Okay, and then speaking from experience, it's not only what we're doing. I do have some formal training. So I'm a licensed life insurance agent, variable annuity, health insurance agent, property and casualty agent, and I'm a licensed stockbroker. So I'm teaching you the game from an insider's perspective.
Right. Hey, Gertie, get with me. Call me tomorrow. Hit me up
I'm
tomorrow.
about to learn
Gertie.
the game.
Now, what you mean? We just had a class yesterday. What you mean you got to learn?
I'm talking about getting with my sister and we get.
Good Lord. But anyway, so listen. Listen. When we all start doing this, trust me, laws gonna change. Laws are going to change. You have to just learn this stuff in order to take advantage of these things, especially you men. Learn how to do these things. Literally going to show you how to create money out of thin blue air. Oh, you're going too far now, bro. You tripping. Literally going to teach you that. Literally going to show you how to go out and get brand new 2023 Chevy Suburban sitting outside. Guess what? Guess how much it cost me. Now, if y'all don't know, now what's changing in 2023? In 2022, when I heard about the information, I took advantage of it. In 2022, you were allowed to purchase for your business, and this is what we're giving in the tax preparations. Your taxes, where to put your money, and teaching you about business and business credit and everything else. When you learn what business and IRS allows you to do, most people didn't know I can go out and buy me a brand new vehicle as long as it's over 6,000 pounds and I can write it off 100%. Oh, that ain't real. Go outside and tell my 2023 Chevy Suburban that. And I'm not saying that to brag. Oh, he bragging. No, I'm not. I gotta show, because if you can't be that guy to just talk about it. People want to know, well, have you done it? Yes, this is what I do. And this is what we're teaching. And guess what? It's free. We ain't charging you nothing. There ain't no magical course at the end of the thing. Say, hey, now that we got you this far and got your interest peaked, pay me $1,000 and I'll tell you the rest. No, it's free.
I hate that.
Don't you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, this is free information. Get your taxes done. You got to get them done. Once you get your taxes done, show you how to deal with the money, teach you how to deal with the business, and start learning where to place things, how to place things. Life gonna change. My co-host here, oh, we own it. We own it. They can't. Hey, listen, they can't hang around. They can't hang around me too long if they don't get it. That's why I got to make them get it. They own it, right? So listen, that being said, I don't talk too much. Make sure y'all contact Tasha at you gave him a Tasha Inside Nation Radio. It's actually put it in the chat. Natasha at the Receptive Concepts for the taxes.
At Receptive Concepts. Okay.
They be like, hey, you really want to do this? Now that I got your hopes all up high, $2,000, and I'll give you the rest of the information. I should have known he was going to do that. This ain't that type of thing. If anybody tell you that you have to pay for what we're going to show you, now you know you're getting scammed because you don't have to pay for this. The only thing it is the information. It's the knowledge that you gotta obtain. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. So with that being said, we are about to get up out of here. Till next time, make sure y'all subscribe, hit the like button. We out.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining Inside the Nation Radio, your go-to for the latest happenings and the best discussions. Be sure to tune in next time. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Goodbye.